Welcome out for one students to the homework workout video, page 35, numbers 13 through 47. Let's jump right into this. Okay, here we go. We are taking statements written in regular English and we're going to write them algebraically, okay? So here we go. If the problem does not give you a variable, like, for example, number 23 says that we're going to use s. If the problem does not give you a variable, then we're going to use x, okay? So here we go. 9 more than a number. So we're taking a number and we're adding 9 because it's 9 more than a number. And our number here is x. Number 15. 3 more than half of a number. Half of a number. Now, we know we're going to add 3. This is 3 more, so we know we're going to add 3. Okay? 3 more. What are we adding 3 more to? Half of a number. So there's two ways to do this. You can take a number, x, and cut it in half by dividing it by 2. If I have $20 and I cut that in half, I divide it by 2, I have $10 left. So you're adding 3. It says 3 more than half of a number. So we're adding 3 to half of a number. So we're taking a number and we're cutting it in half. Another way to do it is half. That means 1/2 of. That means multiply. Half of a number. A number is x. And 1/2 times x is just 1/2 x. So this is a great answer, and this is a great answer. Either one of those two is completely acceptable. Alright, moving on to number 17. Quotient. So we know we're dividing now, and get used to this, guys, in Algebra 1 and 2. Very seldom when you see the word quotient do you use this symbol here. Just understand that, okay? Most of the time when you see quotient, it means divide. In fact, I'm sorry, all of the time when you see quotient, it means divide. But instead of using a division symbol, we're going to use a fraction bar. So the quotient is my fraction bar. Quotient of a number, that's x, and 2/10. How do you write 2/10? 0.2. Maybe some of you have forgotten your decimal places, okay? Here's a decimal. Your first place is called tenths. Second place is hundredths. Next place is thousandths. Notice they all end in THS. Next place would be 10 thousandths, and so on and so forth. So 2/10 means 1 decimal place past the decimal, so 0.2. Okay? If it would have said 200ths, then it would have been 0.02. 2 decimal places. Second decimal place is hundredths. Okay? Not sure what I did. There we go. And so, anyways, so we're dividing a number and 2/10, 0.2. Number 19, 2 cubed divided by a number. 2 cubed divided by a number, so 2 cubed looks like this. Divided by a number. And of course your number is x. If you want to put this, 2 times 2 times 2 is 8. That is also acceptable. Alright, number 21. 5 squared minus a number. So 5 squared minus a number. Or if you want to put 25 minus a number, that's okay also. Alright, number 23. 9 is greater than 3 times the number s. So we just read it from left to right. 9 is greater than 3 times less. Alright, number 25. The product of 14 and a number. So product means multiply. So I'm going to put a dot right here. And what are we multiplying? 14 and a number x. So the product of 14 and a number x is, this means equals 1. The product of 14 and a number equals 1. Of course, 14 times x is just 14x. 14x equals 1. Alright, number 27. 3 times the quantity. So this is going to be really tough, so pay attention, okay? 3 times something. Well, notice, students, it's not 3 times the number, it's 3 times a quantity. So I know I have 3 times, so it's going to be a quantity. So I'm going to use parentheses, okay? It's not 3 times a number, it's 3 times a quantity. Now what's in the quantity? 2 less than a number x. 2 less than a number x. That does not mean this. That is not 2 less than x. Okay, this is 2 less than x. Because 2 less means you're taking 2 away. So 2 less than a number x is x minus 2. So that's what goes inside your quantity here. Alright, let's start over and go over this again. 3 times the quantity, so 3 dot, and I put my parentheses for quantity. What's the quantity? 2 less than the number x. 2 less than the number x is 10. Equals 10. And there we go. That is the correct answer. Alright, let's try another one. 29. 23 less than what? Oh, look at this. It doesn't say a number. It doesn't say 23 less than x or 23 less than 15. It says 23 less than the difference. So let's go back to your last problem here, okay? 2 less than meant you were subtracting 2, right? 2 less than x, you're subtracting 2. Well, 23 less means you're subtracting what? 23. What are you subtracting 23 from? A difference. So put a parentheses, because you're not subtracting 23 from a number or from a variable, a letter. You're subtracting 23 from a difference. So it's 23 less than a difference. Now what's the difference? Difference means subtract the difference of 38 and n. There it is. Look at that. 23 less than, so you're subtracting 23. 23 less than the difference. So I put a parentheses for my difference, and difference means subtract the difference of 38 and the number n is less than 8. There it is. And that is the correct answer. Alright. Number 31. Good. Another one for you guys to practice, okay? 5 less than the difference. So we're subtracting 5. 5 less than. What are we subtracting 5 from? Not from a number, not from a variable, from the difference. So we put a parentheses again. So it's 5 less than the difference. Now difference means subtract. The difference of what? 20 and a number x. So 20 and a number x. So 5 less than, we're subtracting 5. We're subtracting 5 from what? A difference. So I put my difference in parentheses. Difference means subtract. And what am I differencing? What am I subtracting? 20 and a number x, okay, is greater than or equal to 10. Greater than or equal to 10. And that is the correct answer. Alright, moving on to number 33. Alright, 9 plus the quotient. Now, notice it's 9 plus, and then it's not a number, it's a quotient. So a lot of you are probably thinking, okay, we're going to put a parentheses, and that's okay to do. But remember, your quotient is going to be a fraction. So you really don't have to put the fraction in parentheses, because the fraction itself is considered to be altogether. However, if you want to put a parentheses, it's fine. If you want to put 9 plus, the quotient, and you would put a parentheses for your quotient. I have no problem with that, okay? That's totally fine. But you don't have to, it's up to you. So 9 plus the quotient, so here's my fraction, the quotient of what? A number b and 10. A number b and 10. See it? 9 plus a number, the quotient, 9 plus the quotient of, quotient means divide, so 9 plus a division problem, or 9 plus a fraction, so 9 plus b over 10 is greater than or equal to 11, and that is the correct answer. Alright, keep moving on to number 35. A number q is equal to or greater, so q is equal to or greater, or we can say greater than or equal to 100. Okay, q is equal to or greater, or you can say q is greater than or equal to 100. Q is greater than or equal to 100. Alright, number 37. The quotient, okay? So we're going to divide the quotient of 35 and a number t is less than or equal to 7. That's it, guys. That's a pretty easy one. The quotient, so I put my fraction bar, the quotient of what? 35 and t. 35 and t is less than or equal to 7. Alright, number 39. Ben's hourly wage B is $1.50 less than Elaine's hourly wage E. Okay, so we don't really care about this part. We just know that B is $1.50 less than E. B is $1.50 less than E. Now if you don't like that, we can put all the words back in. That's fine, no big deal. Alright, so Ben's hourly wage B, that's B, at his after school job is means equals $1.50 less than. Remember, that means you're subtracting $1.50. Don't forget that. Whenever it's less than, that means you're subtracting this number. If I said 5 less than, it's minus 5. If I said 10 less than, it's minus 10, okay? That's where a lot of students make mistakes in these problems. Is means equal. Ben's hourly wage B is equal $1.50 less than, so we're minusing $1.50, so $1.50 less than Elaine's hourly wage E. There it is. B is $1.50 less than E, and that's it. Watch it again if you need to. Okay, guys, number 41. The length C of the Colorado River is 3 times the length R of the Connecticut River plus 229 miles. So here we go. I could just simply say C is 3 times R plus 229. C is 3 times R plus 229, or in other words, 3 times R is 3R. 3R plus 229. Okay, but if you don't like picking words out, that's fine. We'll start from the beginning. The length C of the Colorado River is 3 times the length R. So 3 times the length R of the Connecticut River plus 229 miles. Exact same answer. And there we go. Okay. Pretty simple, not too difficult. Alright, 43. The volume V of a cube with a side length S is less than or equal to 30 minus 3. Alright, so here we go. Now, students, this problem could be a little confusing because you see a couple different variables here. But let's just read this, okay? Let's be careful here. V is less than or equal to 30 minus 3. V is less than or equal to 30 minus 3. And that is the correct answer. Okay? It's that simple. Now, of course, you could also put this. 30 minus 3 is 27. That's fine. Let's look at it the entire way through here, okay? Okay, here we go. The volume V of a cube with a side length S is, now, sometimes in word problems they intentionally give you words you don't need, and that's what they did right here, guys. All that you have to know is the volume V of a cube is less than or equal to 30 minus 3, and that's it. V less than or equal to 30 minus 3. That's it. This is just here to confuse you. Okay. 45. The perimeter P of a square is equal to 4 times the difference of a number S and 2. Alright, here we go. The perimeter P of a square is equal to, now what's it equal to? 4 times, now it doesn't say 4 times a number, it says 4 times the difference. So put a parenthesis, very important, okay? And then your difference goes inside of here, right here, okay? It's 4 times the difference. Now, the difference of what? The difference of S and 2. S minus 2. And that's it. Okay, let's go over it again. The perimeter P is equal to 4 times, so 4 times. And then it says the difference. So I know I have a quantity, okay? 4 times the difference of what? S and 2, S minus 2. Now, if you want to put that 4 right next to the parentheses like this, that's totally fine. In fact, that's probably better. But either one of these two would be acceptable, okay? Because when a number or a variable is right next to a parentheses, it does mean multiply. So this means multiply, and this means multiply right here also. Alright? Okay, last one. The area, kind of hard to read here. Let's see, what does it say? 47. Let me turn to my book here. Okay, what does it say? It says 1/2 times the sum of 7 and 9 times the number a plus 7. Okay, here we go. The area A of a trapezoid, so A is equal to, what is it equal to? 1/2 times a sum. Got it? So 1/2 times what? The sum of 7 and 9. Now I put a plus sign here because it says 1/2 times the what? The sum. So I'm taking 1/2 times the sum. So you must put a parenthesis because you're not taking 1/2 times 7 or 1/2 times 9. You're taking 1/2 times the entire sum. So 1/2 times the sum of 7 and 9 times a number plus 7. So do not put times a number h plus 7. Now I know that's what it said, and to be honest with you, on a quiz or a test, I would be okay with that. This is really not written very well. It should say, in fact, this is really written poorly. It should say times a quantity plus 7, because here's why I should say that. In the back of the book, it has this for the answer. It has a parentheses, h plus 7, okay? And to be honest with you, the way this is written right here, I would have no problem with you putting times a number h plus 7, just like it says. In fact, that should be the right answer. How they should have written this was times the quantity. If they want you to put a parentheses, which the back of the book does have a parentheses here, if they want you to put a parentheses, then they have to put this, times the quantity h plus 7, and there we go. Alright, so because this problem is really not written super well, if you would have had this for your answer, that's totally fine. Okay? Or if you looked at this like a quantity, then it would be, this would be an acceptable answer, times h plus 7, that's fine. Or this right here, okay? But technically, to be honest with you, if I gave you this on a test or a quiz, written just like this, I would want you to put this, times h plus 7, okay? Because it did not use the word quantity like they should have. Alright students, I hope this help video has been a help to you. If you have any questions at all, please don't hesitate to call or email.